Hello, hello. I got new plants and I shouldn't shake it like this, but I have a new plant. This plant I've had it on my wish list for a little bit, not a long time. Of course, I had to order it when it was at the most coldest in February. And let's see. I ordered this from Etsy. I'll put the shop link on the bottom. It's just somebody that's selling their plants from their personal collection, which I like. I like that idea because I would do the same too. I got a little note on there. I'm so excited. And ooh, I love that. It came with little namesakes. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. And a name tag. New shop. One of my favorite. And this is going to be on the list. But first, let's see if the plants are okay. Okay. Oh, it is a little cold. Okay. I'll show you this. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is I'm going to just put the name on the screen because I had issues pronouncing this to my friend, so I'm just gonna put the name on the screen. But I bought this particular one because it already had a peduncle, and she wrote me a note and said that the flower dropped right before she packaged it, so that's fine. At least I know there's a peduncle on there already. I'm so excited. Okay, this makes me so happy. And it traveled really well. Oh, it looks so good. All right. I think she said that she grows all her Hoyas in pond and to be mindful of that. So I think I might just transfer this straight to pond. See how that works. Because I do grow in pond, but I've never grown Hoyas in pond before. So that would be very interesting to see. But let me see if I can get this tape off. Okay. It has really good roots. So here is a close-up. Oh, here, hold on. Let's take them off. I absolutely love that there's a peduncle on there already. I'm so excited. I have wishlist plant acquired. And this one is already packaged. Oh, she gave me 2 cuttings. That's nice. Oh, how nice. I love that. Yeah, this one is, yeah, I'll just put it on on the bottom. Love it. I love it. Oh, it's nice and, ooh, it has a sheen to it. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, so here we have the Hoya Williniana after how many days? I don't know, but I'll put it at the bottom. It is not really doing well. It actually grew a few leaves and then fell off. And then it and the pond that I have it in, oh, I don't think I did this on air. So I transferred this to pond from the container I had. I moved it to a bigger pot because it was just growing a lot of roots. And the pond that I have it in is getting like moldy. You can't really see, you can, oh gosh, that's gross. It's a little moldy. There's some algae, which is fine, but it's just moldy. And There's some roots we have here that's coming in, but I'm just not really, I'm not liking this at all. I have never grown Hoyas in pond, and although I'm not against it, because I'm not used to it, I don't know if I want to do it. So I am going to unpot it and move it to soil. I think it's okay to move Hoyas from pond to soil, but I think moving it from soil to pond is that's where the problem is, or moving it from soil to leca. So I'm gonna move it to soil. I don't particularly like the pond. And oh, I ripped some roots on this little, yeah, not good. Don't like that. All right, so the roots look good. I'm gonna leave the pond in there because I don't really think anything's wrong with having some pond in the soil. So I'm gonna get everything for this. Okay, so here we have my container, and yeah, I'll give you an update on this. One day I will. I do want to try growing Hoyas in pond, and I know that people do it all the time. I'm not familiar with it, but I'm willing to try. Not on this one though. The reason why I'm doing this again is because the leaves that it was growing, it completely fell off, and I'm just concerned that something was going on with it. You know. So let's see how this does in soil. I hate that this is going to be the one that's going through. All right, I'm going to let this soak up a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in the cabinet. That's how I'm going to treat this one and see if that's going to give it a little help. But this is where it is. It still kind of looks the same. I feel like I injured the peduncle when I was doing that repot just now. But yeah, let's see how this does, and I'll see you in the next clip. All right, so it's the last update. It's been almost 4 months since I unboxed those plants, and here they are. This is the Hoya I've, and this is the Hoya Pendarata. I didn't even show you an update on this plant. Both plants are doing really well. But let's talk about the Hoya I've first. Okay, so this plant, I had to take it out of pond and moved it to soil in my last clip that you saw. And since I've moved it to soil, it's just done so well for me. I'm not sure what it is about soil that I work really well with, especially for Hoyas, but these are, I'm gonna move you closer. It's really close and personal. Um, Look at all those roots that's exploded in the pot. Oh man, look at that right there. So I'm really proud of this one. Now it has already bloomed for me. Let's move you back. You can see that Mr. Lobo is sleeping. Back to my Hoya. It's already bloomed for me right here. And another peduncle has grown and is going to be blooming soon. I have clips of the bloom. I'll show it to you somewhere here. I mean, as soon as I moved it to soil, the peduncle started growing. I kind of got scared. I thought it was going to fall off, but no, it bloomed. And if you have watched any of my Hoya videos, you know I love to associate Hoya blooms with dessert. So these blooms smell like a cinnamon coffee cake. So it basically smells like cinnamon. A very light touch of cinnamon, which is so weird. How does that happen? I love it. I have new leaves here, and that the leaves that fell off from the previous setup I had it in, it is growing back. So I'm really glad to see that. I might just have this as a trailing Hoya. I might put it up on a trellis. I'm not sure. We'll see how it does as it continues to grows, but so far so good. I love it. So this is the Hoya Willeniana UT152. Some things that I did research on the Hoya Willeniana is the origin. I want to give a shout out to my friend Natalie, who did a video with me last week, who gave me some insight on what people want to watch on YouTube when it comes down to plants. And she really enjoyed hearing origin. And not a lot of people do it, so I'm definitely going to be changing that from now on. I do learn about origin outside of when I do videos. I want to put origin in here for some plants that I do talk about. All right, I did write notes on here, so let's see how that's going to go. I am going to read off of my notes. So this is native to the lowland forest of Borneo, particularly Sabah and Sarawak in Southeast Asia. Since this is native to the lowland forest, I would suspect it would appreciate a little bit more humidity and a little bit more chunky mix, like what I have, like a lot of orchid bark and stuff. So I think it would be in a very well draining mix, and maybe that's why it didn't do well for me in pond. I don't know. All I know is that right now it's thriving, and I'm gonna take it. And this is named after the Swedish Hoya collector Pierre Wallin. I like the fact that it could possibly appreciate a little bit more humidity. So we'll see how this does in winter for me, because the humidity in this room drops and I want to grow big lush Hoyas. So they cannot stay in my IKEA cabinet. It's going to be in the household humidity. So we'll see how it does. As most Hoyas are, they're epiphytes. So the leaves so far are very thick and have some sun stressing, and the newer leaves that's coming out is a little bit more red. I don't want to mess with the leaves too much, because if you know anything about Hoya leaves, the baby ones are very delicate, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. Blooms for this one tend to appear in spring and summer. There's lots of Hoyas that I've been learning that they bloom during fall and winter, but this one is a spring and summer bloomer. I'm excited to see how this continues to grow in the growing season and see how it does in winter. So the next plant, this one. This, as you saw in my first, in the unboxing portion of the video, I had 2 large cuttings and it didn't make it. I was lucky enough to save these 2 leaves, and the leaves from the rest of the plant fell off. It stressed, it didn't like it. The other had 2 cuttings. One of the cuttings completely died back. All the leaves fell off and I was left with a stick. Have I checked? I think I put that stick in my cabinet in my little prop drawer that I have. I should check on that. I'll check on it in a little bit. Hello, editing Rachel here. I realized my mic was not really working well for the last part, so if there's any inconsistencies with volume, I apologize. I also want to say the part where I talked about origin for the Hoya Pandurata got kind of cut out. So I'm here to insert that origin part. The distinct origin for this plant right here is the Vietnam form. So it's native to Vietnam. The Vietnamese form is a little wider and darker. There's a one from China that looks a little longer. So this one definitely is the Vietnamese form. I read in my research for this plant, it prefers cooler temperatures. So we'll see how that works once winter comes. I'm not really exactly sure if that's correct, but we'll find out. One of these things, when you first get a plant, you figure things out once you start growing it. And I've only had mine for a few months. So I can only tell you my experience, what I've gone through already. But I have noticed that it stresses really easy, and once it takes off as a cutting, it grows really fast because within 1 month, I got all this growth and peduncles. So I learned in my research for this that it is a fast grower and it keeps blooming nonstop. So I'm excited about that. And I think this would be a Hoya that I would prune often, which means the people who are close to me in my area will be getting cuttings of this. It is just so much better to prune a plant versus letting it be overgrown. Pruning encourages new growth. I am looking forward to seeing how this is going to grow and to share my collection with others in my area. Okay, so I also want to share the cost of the plant because I love transparency in this area. I'm going to try to always include the cost of the plant whenever I get a new plant. The cost for the Hoya I've was $32. And I thought that was a good price for me since it already had a peduncle. The Hoya Penderata was $25. And I got 2 cuttings, although I paid for just one. One survived. I thought that was a little pricey um, because of me losing a lot of the plant. So I paid $25 for a 2-leaf cutting, basically. As a result of the shipping shock that it went through during February, I did order it with a heat pack and I paid for shipping. The shipping cost $16 and the heat pack $5. So a total cost of $83.67. That is the most I've paid for 2 plants at a time, but it was worth it for me to get the Hoya I've. What are your thoughts on the total cost? Did I overpay or did I get a deal? I potted it up did I pot it up in here? I think I put this in my propagation box or propagation drawer and it started growing roots. So I put it in this mix. So, and shortly after that, in my cabinet, it started to give me a new shoot. Now, this shoot, I have 4 new leaves, but I have a little, can you see that? Oh my gosh. I have a peduncle. I have a peduncle right there and another peduncle right there. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Please focus. There we go. I don't know if it's going to fall off or anything, but it's going to turn into something. Either it's going to completely fall off or the blooms might fall off sooner. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just so thankful that this plant grew back. I didn't want to lose this plant, but yeah. And look how beautiful those leaves are. Yeah, we'll see how this continues to grow. I've talked about this before. On Reddit, there's a Hoya bloom spreadsheet. I went on Reddit to see what the blooms would smell like for this one, and there is no information, which makes me feel like I need to put together my own spreadsheet because they didn't have a scent detector for this one. And it smells like cinnamon. I didn't have my husband smell it. It can probably smell a little different to a different person. I'm gonna have to create my own Hoya bloom smell sheet myself and not rely on Reddit because it didn't have any information on this one. So I'll keep you posted on what it does smell like once it does bloom, if it does. This was a wish list plan for me, and it is the reason why is because of how much it blooms. You know, I hate to admit it because I guess I'm just after blooms. I'm a bloom hoarder, I guess. This is not going to be my last unboxing video like this. I have one more. And moving forward, I'm thinking, if you've watched a video this far, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think I'm going to be doing live YouTube for my unboxings. Let me know if you would stick around for that to get my live reactions for the plan. That can go really good or not so good, but I'm thinking that is something that I might do, because when you go live on YouTube, there is absolutely no editing. And that's exciting to me. All right, so I'm going to give you another update in a few months to see how they're doing. I'm excited to see them grow in this growing season. Let's see how they do for me. And I'm excited to have another bloom coming. I mean, these blooms are such a gift. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Can I smell cinnamon already? I smell nothing. Okay. All right, goodbye.
Peace out.